life is a journey towards discovering who you are. Yeah? And when you have come to that junction, that you discover who you are, then you get to peace. Once you are in peace, you can create according to your creative consciousness. But this has been very difficult. We have been trying for thousands and thousands of years to create a world that is prosperous, where we recognize one another as divine and equal, and share and cooperate. But we have never been able to do that. Now, why is that? I've been asking myself that question. So why are all these different cultures so extremely different? And then you study that, and I have studied a lot. I've traveled all over the world, lived in all different countries, especially in the Far East and Europe, and also here in South America, and I noticed that all people are the same. They all want to love, and they all want to be loved. But that's not what's happening. Even though all of us want to be loved, somehow it's difficult for people to love one another and to be honest with one another and to exchange things in an honest fashion. People have organized our system in such a way that everybody wants to have profit, and lots of profit, as much as possible. It's a kind of sickness. I mean, 2,000 years ago, we had a great man by the name of Jesus. He threw the money changers out of the temple. And he said, these are the lowest of the low. Never let them in again, because they will destroy the world. And you let them in again. And here we have all these bankers, and now everything is economy, and everybody has to make profit, and everybody's running around, spending 12 hours a day of work every day to pay the bills, hoping that they get enough work to do this thing. And it has become a crazy world. And nobody respects anybody anymore. But everybody uses everybody in order to get the necessary money to pay whatever bills they have to pay. And it's become a sad situation. Love is being totally forgotten. And that is because of our system. And our system now has gone from religious dogma to economical dogma, where everybody has to pay a little bit more to those who control the economy. And this is going to go worse. And you can see the wars are happening. Governments don't recognize the light or the love in anybody. And they kill thousands and thousands of people just to get their hands on the resources of other countries. And humanity doesn't seem to object. They know that it's wrong. But they don't know how to express, because who are you going to complain to? We have now reached the time in our evolution where people begin to become aware of what it is in our consciousness that need to change in order to get a better world. And that is not removing people from powerful positions, no. It is by showing a different face, showing a more loving face. Not one of fear, but one of love. And that is the whole point of our learning. When you come into planet Earth, when you incarnate here, you come from a world that is united, full of love. And from that point, you go to a lower world, which is our world, three-dimensional. And it's a world of duality. So everything that used to be one is separated in positive and negative, male and female. And these two need to unite. But we have never learned that. We have never learned in our religions that the male and the female have to unite in order to become conscious. And in fact, they made us afraid, and he says, no, the divine or God is out there, and you need to worship it. And you need to hope that it will bless you. But that's a false teaching. Because God is not outside only. It's only half the truth. God is also inside us. We are all divine beings. But the problem with our learning is that we need to understand that the animal nature and the divine nature, which are separated, need to be united. And so it is the animal in us that is fearful, that is always fighting to get more. And it is the divine in us that is able to cooperate and to be loving. The job for each human being is to unite these two energies within ourselves. The masculine part, which is the mind, and the feminine part, which is more the heart, these two need to function in harmony. So that the intuition, which is the energy of love and understanding, is guiding the mind to do the right thing. Now, if we would believe in ourselves, we would immediately say the right thing. But we don't believe in ourselves. We believe in God, somewhere outside, that God will do it for us, or that He will bless us. But God is not going to do nothing, because He is already inside you. So we are now really at the point where we need to make new decisions. We have to forgive the past. We don't go and point fingers at anybody. But we need to breathe deeply and say, how do I want to live my life? Do I want to live with fear that is projected on me from all the leaders all around the world that are manipulating and controlling? Or am I going to ignore that and just do what my heart feels is the right thing to do? And then you'll find you're going to be friendly with everybody. A smile is like a ripple. And then you see somebody smile, you feel uplifted. Now, that's a service. And that's what our system should be, service-orientated, where you serve others with the right information so that people can become who they are supposed to be. And we are all learning. Every human being that is an incarnation, no matter what culture you incarnate into, we are all there to learn the lessons of integration, where you learn to unite the opposite with yourself. You are the light, and the light attracts experience, and these are your daily experiences, and that you need to love. If you cannot love because you have all kinds of opinions about other people or certain situations, you're not going to love it, because you're so opinionated. You're always judging, always this finger, forgetting that there are three fingers pointing back to you, but they don't see that. They see the only one finger. The game is not to judge anymore. The game is to love. The game is not to fear, but to believe in yourself, and as yourself, express your light and express your love. And that is the human experience. And if you cannot do this, you're not human. You're more animal. You're fighting for existence. You're always attacking everybody around you because you're so afraid. Look at our leaders, or how they attack other countries because they're so afraid. And there is nothing to be afraid of. Because if you would love people, they will love you back. It's that simple. It's not that complicated, life. But somehow there's a force, you also know as the dark force, that is appearing so strong that people don't believe in themselves. They believe in the dark force, and they serve the dark. And they go and profit from everybody. And they function as parasites on this planet.